Well, on his ninth visit to West Asia, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Egypt to push for a possible Gaza ceasefire and a hostage release deal. Blinken met with the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. He arrived in Egypt from Tel Aviv after meeting the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Blinken said that Netanyahu accepted the latest bridging proposal on a Gaza ceasefire deal, urging Hamas to do the same. However, Hamas has criticized the claim, accusing Washington of favoring Israel. During his meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Blinken said that Netanyahu assured him of support for a U.S. proposal to bridge gaps in the Gaza ceasefire. His comments came after a 2.5-hour-long meeting with the Prime Minister.
In a very constructive meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu today, he confirmed to me that Israel accepts the bridging proposal, that he supports it. It's now incumbent on Hamas to do the same.
After his visit to Egypt, Blinken will head to Qatar for a meeting with Qatar's Emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani in Doha. Both Egypt and Qatar have been working closely with the United States to broker a truce in the 10-month-long conflict. According to Palestinian officials, the war has killed over 40,000 people in Gaza. In the latest, Gaza health authorities claim at least 10 people have been killed in an Israeli airstrike on a school housing displaced Palestinians. Civil defense workers and volunteers could be seen searching through the rubble. The destroyed Mustafa Hafez school building in west of Gaza was being searched for bodies or for survivors.
طبعا مجزرة تضاف لمجازر الاحتلال الإسرائيلي. مدرسة مصطفى حافظ غرب مدينة غزة تم استهدافها من قبل الطائرات الحربية. استهداف طابق كامل أو جناح كامل من هذه المدرسة. هذه المدرسة تحتوي على قرابة 700 شخص نازحين بداخل هذا المكان منذ بداية الحرب حتى هذه اللحظة. تم استهداف هذا الجناح. نتحدث عن قراءة أولية قرابة 10 شهداء في هذا الاستهداف. هناك عدد من المفقودين متواجد تحت الأنقاض. تحاول الطواقم الطبية طواقم الدفاع المدني العمل على انتشال ما يمكن انتشاله.
Meanwhile, Israel's military said that it had recovered the bodies of 6 hostages from southern Gaza, adding that 109 hostages remained in the Palestinian territory, of whom Israel around a third are believed to have already died. In Israel, families of hostages have continued their protests, urging for a deal.
Then we trust to bring them home to us. Bring them home. Bring the women home today, now.
And our correspondent Jody Cohen spoke to some local residents and visitors at the Hostages Square in Tel Aviv to hear their views about the prospects of a hostage release deal and a truce deal.
How we never give up and we always fight, and I know that that's what's going to get us going, and we can just pray that they all come back healthy and get the help that they need, and the optimism is what's going to win at the end of the day.
An easy position for anyone to be in, but they're willing to compromise and make a deal to get hostages back. So I think that's important, and you know, onto the future. You know, focus on the future, and it's also it's always difficult when you have hostages involved to when you have to release terrorists and what have you, where it could be worse down the line. It's a hard balance to reach.
The IDF says it has recovered the bodies of another 6 dead hostages. That means there are now 109 hostages remaining in Gaza. Here at Hostages Square, people have expressed some cautious optimism regarding a hostage release deal, which, if agreed, would release some of those hostages. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Egypt on Tuesday for meetings regarding the US bridging proposal. He said that this has been accepted by Israel and that Israel has agreed to send top negotiators to Cairo for further talks on a long-term deal. Now, it's not yet clear if Hamas would send a delegation to these talks, and mediators are waiting for Hamas's official response to the proposal. Meanwhile, President Biden appeared to accuse Hamas of backing away from a deal. That's after Hamas claimed responsibility for an attempted suicide bombing in Tel Aviv and vowed to carry out more, and after Hezbollah claimed responsibility for 55 rockets fired into northern Israel on Tuesday morning. This is Jody Cohen for WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.